We shall now discuss the last content of this chapter, Food Control Checklist. It includes Menu Checklist, Purchasing, Receiving, Storing and Issuing Procedure Checklist, Food Production Checklist, Food Service Checklist, and the Food Control Procedures Checklist. We shall discuss each one in the further slides. The checklist for menu includes: it should be suitable for present market segment. It should take into account current trends in customer eating habits. It should be interesting, imaginative, and changes during the year takes into account the major food seasons which assist greatly in selling. It should be accurately priced and competitive, and should take into account the labor content in the production and service of dishes. The checklist for purchasing, receiving, storing and issuing procedures is as follows. Purchase specifications should be used for all main items. Purchase orders made for every purchase, the exception possible being to the daily order of fresh fruits and vegetables. All purchases made from nominated or approved suppliers. Deliveries timetabled whenever possible so that quantity and quality checks may be efficiently carried out. All deliveries to be recorded in the foods received book and credit notes obtained for any variance between what is stated on the delivery note and what is actually delivered. All deliveries of food to be entered into bin cards or ledgers on the day of delivery. Issues of all food from the stores to be against authorized and signed requisitions only. Entry of food stores to be restricted to authorized personnel. We shall now discuss the checklist for food production. It includes yield and product testing practiced to establish and measure standard of products. Production to be related to volume forecast. Maximum use to be made of standard recipes. Efficient scheduling of production to be made so as to ensure maintenance of quality of dishes produced. All equipments to be regularly maintained so as to ensure the standard yields and quality of dishes are maintained. The checklist for food service is: food service standards established and practiced, standard portion sizes adhered to, standard portion size equipment always available, and careful control made to all food sent to restaurants, for example, sweet and carving trolleys, etc. All unsold foods to be accounted for and returned to the kitchen. The checklist for food control procedure includes: check and marry up all delivery notes, credit notes, invoices and goods received report. Check arithmetic to all paperwork. Check correct discounts are being allowed. Check delivery notes to bin cards and ledgers. Maintain certain charges and credit for period inventory. At set periods, complete a full inventory of all chargeable containers. At set periods, complete a full stock take of all food stores and food held in the kitchens and compare to ledgers. Prepare a stock taking report and stock take variance report, and maintain up to date food control reports. We shall also see the major reasons for food cost variances from the established standards for a unit, and it includes the following: inaccurate arithmetic to paperwork. This also includes the paperwork of suppliers, inefficient stock taking, poor revenue control, lack of systematic procedures and practices, poor menu, unrelated to market conditions and requirements, lack of sales analysis and updating of menu, poor purchasing resulting in higher food costs, overstocking and wastage. Poor receiving, inferior goods being accepted, short wait of goods being signed for, poor storing, poor rotation of stock resulting in wastage and poor security, failure to establish or maintain standards for volume forecasting, standard recipes, standard yields and standard portion sizes, failure to account accurately for all staff and management meals, food control not being seen by staff to work, resulting in staff failing to maintain desired standards. Following are the review questions which will cover the contents discussed in the presentation. Discuss the objectives of food cost control. As a manager of a QSR, quick service restaurant, explain the obstacles to the implementation of control system. Discuss the methods of food cost control with its advantages and disadvantages. Enlist the points considered in food control checklist and explain any one. Describe the food control procedure. Following are the assignments that can be undertaken by the students in order to understand and practice food controlling. A case study on food cost controlling in various food and beverage outlets, or calculate the food cost percentage by using the following methods. You can assume the data and calculate monthly food cost report, daily food cost report and detailed food cost report. Thank you for the patient hearing. Hope the contents discussed in the presentation has helped in understanding the principles and practices of food controlling. Thank you once again.